I have not slept. Since Cassius first had wet me against Caesar, I have not slept.
Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other thing.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow. I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion,
all the interim is like a phantasma,
or a hideous dream.
The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council.
and the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then.
The nature of insurrection.
It must be Caesar's death. But for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn in him, but for the general.
He would be crowned.
How that might change his nature, that's the question.
It is the bright day that brings forth the adder.
And that craves weary walking. Crown him.
That.
And then, I grant, we may put a sting in him, that at his will he may do danger with.
Caesar! 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 Caesar!
Being mechanical. You ought not walk upon a laboring day without the sign of your profession.
Speak, what trade thou?
A carpenter.
Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on? You, what trade are you?
Truly, in respect of a fine workman, I'm, as you would say, a cobbler.
But what trade are thou? Answer me directly.
It is a trade which I hope I may use my safe conscience, which is indeed a mender of bad souls.
What trade thou name?
Nay, I beseech you, be not out with it. Yet if you be out, he can mend you.
What meanest thou by that? Mend me? Saucy fellow!
Truly, all that I live by is with the all. I meddle in no tradesmen's matters, nor women's matters, but with the all. I am, as you would say, a surgeon to old shoes, for when they're in great peril, I shall mend them.
Wherefore art thou not in thy shop today?
Indeed, we make holiday to see Caesar.
You blocks, stones, you useless things.
Oh, you hard hearts, you fool men of Rome, knew you not, Pompey? Many a time and often you climbed towers and windows, to battlements and walls. Your chimney tops. To see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone!
Run to your houses, fall upon your knees, pray to the gods to interdict the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly ordinary paper.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
I do you fear it, Brutus? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, and yet I love him well. What is it you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently, for the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born free as Caesar. So were you. We both fed as well. We can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. And now this man has become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature who must bend her body if Caesar carelessly but not honor. He had a fever when he was in Spain. Fit was on him. I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly, and that same eye whose bend doth all the world did lose his luster. I did hear him groan. In that tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books. Alas, he cried, give me some drink. gods, it doth amaze me. A man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe these applauses are for some new honor heaped on Caesar.
He doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus. We petty men must walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. Fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Now, in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he has grown so great? Oh, age, thou art shamed! When could they say till now that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompass but one man? Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once, but it brooked the eternal devil keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this and of these times, I shall recount hereafter. For the present I would not, so with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew on this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to account himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions, such as this time is like to lay upon us.
I'm glad my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
Fears to God, Caesar is returning.
As they walk by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and she will, after her sour fashion, tell us what hath preceded worthy note today.
I will do so.
Caesar!
Caesar! Caesar! Caesar! Caesar! Caesar! Caesar!
Caesar?
Let me have men about me that are fat. Sleek-headed men in such a sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. She thinks too much. Such minds are dangerous.
She's a dreamer. Let us leave her.
Yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the one I should avoid so much as yon spare Cassius. She reads much. Seldom she smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if she mocked herself, and scorned her spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such minds as she be seldom at heart's ease when they behold one greater than themselves, and therefore is she very dangerous. Rather tell me what is to be feared than what I fear. For always, I am Caesar. Come to my right hand, for the seer is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkst of her.
You pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Telleth what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Well, a crown was offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand, thus, and the people fell a-shouting.
What was that second cry for?
Why, for that too.
What was the last cry for it?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Merry was it, and he put it by thrice, each time gentler than the other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbor shouted,
Hail Caesar!
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
Ah, as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. I did not mark it, mere foolery. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown, and as I said, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he fain would have had it. Then she offered it a second time, and he put it a second time by. But to my thinking, it was very low to lay his fingers off it. Then she offered it a third time, and as he put it a third time by, the rabblement hooted, threw up their sweaty nightcaps, and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar had refused the crown that it nearly choked Caesar, for he swooned it and fell down at it. For mine own part, I durst not laugh, for fear of opening my mouth and receiving the bad air.
Soft, I pray. What, did Caesar swoon?
Harry, he fell down in the marketplace and foamed at the mouth and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
Oh no, Caesar hath it not, but you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
What said he when he came into himself?
Mary, before he fell, when he was sure the common herd was pleased he refused the crown, he plucked me ope his doublet and offered them his neck to cut. Had I been of any occupation and not taken him at a word, I would I might go to hell among the rogues. And so he fell. And when he came to himself, he said, if he had done or said anything amiss, he would desire his worships to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, Alas, good soul! And forgave them with all their hearts. The There's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after this, he came thus sad away.
Aye, there was more foolery yet, if I could remember it.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive, and your mind hold, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell, both.
What a blunt creature is this grown to be. She was quick-mettled when she went to school.
This rudeness is a sauce to her good wit, which gives men's stomach to digest her words with better appetite.
For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if it please you speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Now, Brutus, I see thou art noble, and yet thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their likes, for who so firm that cannot be seduced. Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. And after this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him, or else worse days endure. Who's there?
Oh, Roland!
Cinna, by your voice.
Your ear is good. Oh, Cassius, what a night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens men is so? I have seen tempests when the scalding winds have riven the nutty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds, but never till tonight. Oh, never till now did I go through a tempest-dropping fire. Either there is civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods incenses them to send destruction.
Oh, for my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus embraced Cinna, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And the cross-blue lightning seemed to open the very breast of heaven. I did present myself in the aim and very flash of it.
Why fortitude so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of man to fear and tremble when the mighty gods by token send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Cinna, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. You look pale and gaze and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you will consider the true cause why all these fires, well, you shall find them that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I send a name to thee, a man most like this dreadful night? Thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol. A man no mightier than thyself, or I in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar, you mean, not Cassius?
Let it be who it is. For Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors, but woe the while our fathers' minds are dead.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow do mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he will wear that crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy.
And I know where I shall wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Life being weary of these worldly bars never lacks power to dismiss itself. I know this, know all the world besides. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
Oh, so can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his own captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Oh man, I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. What trash is Rome when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar? But oh grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman, but I know my answer must be made, for I am armed and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to sinner, and to such a one that is no fleering telltale. Take my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set my foot as far as he who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now, know you, Cinna, I have moved some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. And I do know by this, they stay for me at Pompey's porch, for now there is no stir or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the elements like the work we have at hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while, here comes one in haste.
Casca, where haste you so?
Why not you?
Casca, am I not stayed for?
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content, good Casca? Come, Casca, we will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, that which would seem offense in us. His countenance, like richest alchemy, will turn to virtue and to worthiness.
Him and his worth, and our great need of him, you have right well conceded. Come, it is yet ere day, and we will awake him and be sure of him.
Must be by his death. But for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn in him, but for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, that's the question. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason. But Caesar may. Then lest he may, prevent. The exhalations whizzing in the air give so much light that I may read by them. They are the faction. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free? O then by day where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to hide thy monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy, hide it in smiles and affability to hide thee from prevention.
I fear we are too bold upon your rest. Tomorrow, Brutus, do we trouble you?
I have been awake this hour, up all night. No ladies that come along with you?
Yes, everyone, and no one here but honors you. Everyone doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself that every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius, this Casca, this Metellus Cimber, and this Cinna.
They are all welcome. What watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night? Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath, if not the face of men, the sufferance of our souls, the time's abuse. If these be motives weak, break off the times, and let high-sighted tyranny range on till each man drop by lottery. But if these, as I am sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than honesty to honesty engaged that this shall be, or we will fall for it?
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Trebonius, well urged. It is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Therefore, to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs, like wrath and death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Oh, that we could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. Therefore, gentle friends, let us kill him boldly, but not wrathfully, which so appearing to the common eye that we shall seem perjurers, not murderers. And for Mark Antony, think not of her, for she can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear her for the engrafted love she
Your
bears to
pardon, do
Caesar.
not think of her. If she loves Caesar, all that she can do is to herself take thought and die for Caesar.
There is no fear in her. Let her not die, for she shall live and laugh at this hereafter. 'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious grown of late. It may be these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of this night, and the persuasion of his augurs may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can o'ersway him. Let me work. I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour, is that the uttermost?
Will be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus.
Friends, disperse yourselves. But remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health to submit your weak condition to the raw cold morning.
Not for yours neither. Even gently, Brutus stole from my bed. And yesterday night at supper, you suddenly arose, musing and sighing with your arms across. When I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not. But with an angry wafter of your hand, they've signed for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seems too much enkindled. They will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And would it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed on your condition? I should not know you, Brutus. And dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, that's all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
I will do so. Gentle Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the dank humors of the morning? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within the mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you would fold to me yourself, your half.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted that I should know no secrets that I pertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure. Would be no more than Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know the secret. I grant I am a woman, but with all a woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but with all a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I'm no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound, here, on my thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
The gods make me worthy of this noble wife. By and by I shall reveal to you all the secrets of my soul, and all my engagements I will make known to thee.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of our house today.
Calpurnia, the things that threaten me ne'er look but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are banished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they frighten me. There is one within, besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadron and right form of war, which drizzled blood upon the capital. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided? Whose end is purposed by the mighty gods. Yet Caesar shall go forth, for these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant only tasted death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to be me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today. Caesar shall not. The danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions, littered in one day, and I, the elder and more terrible. And Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Say it is my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and she shall say, you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well. For thy humor, I will stay at home. Here's Brutus. He will tell them so.
Great Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators, and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Brutus.
Say that he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Thine conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afraid to tell graybeards the truth? Caesar, Brutus, tell them Caesar will not come.
Great Caesar, let me know some reason, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which, like a fountain with 100 spouts, did run pure blood. And many Romans came smiling, and did bathe their hands in it. And this does she apply for warnings, importance, and evils imminent, and on her knee have begged me home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It is a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathe, to signify that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizances. This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have. But you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate have concluded this day to give a crown to mighty Caesar. If you send them word he will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock aft to be rendered for one to say, break up the Senate till another time, till Caesar's wife do meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall he not whisper, though Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to our proceedings bids me tell you this, and to reason my love is liable.
How foolish do your dreams seem now, Calpurnia. Give me my garment, for I will go. Cassius, how you stirring so early, too? Tomorrow, Cassius. What is the clock?
Caesar, you struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesies. See, Antony, that revel's long nights is, notwithstanding, up. Good morrow, Antony.
So the most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Alcina, now Metellus, Brodius, I have an hour's talk in store for you today. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me, that I might remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be that your best friends shall wish I had been further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me. And we, like friends, will straightway go together.
Whatever light is not the same, great Caesar. The heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Oh, Constancy, be strong upon my side. Set a huge mountain twixt my heart and tongue. I have a man's mind, but a woman's heart. I heard a bustling rumor like a fray, and the wind brings it from the capital. I must go in. Ay me, how weak a thing the heart of woman is. Oh, Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise.
Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar! The eyes of March are come.
The eyes of March are come.
Here our purpose is discovered. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant.
Trebonius knows her time, for look you, Brutus, she draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Oscar, you were the first that raised your hand.
Are we all ready? What is amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus summer throws before thy seat in humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Senator. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the hearts of ordinary men to turn preordinance and first decree into the laws of children. You're not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that would be thought of the true quality of that which melteth fools. I mean, sweet words, no court curtsies, and base spaniel farms. Thy brother, by decree, is banished. If you will bend and pray and fawn for him, I spur thee like a cur out of my way. But Caesar does not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
Great Caesar, I kiss your hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have immediate freedom of repeal.
Brutus.
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon, as low to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well as you, if I were moved. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, upon whose fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Let me a little show it but in this, that I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
To hence! Wilt thou lift up Olympus? Does not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak, hands for me!
Too Brute. Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Turn ahead! Run, head! Proclaim, pray about the liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
Senators, be not affrighted! Fly not! Stand still, ambition's debt is paid!
Come to the pulpit, Brutus!
Hey, Cassius too, stand fast together, let's unlearn of Caesar's...
I will do so! And I know that apart the deed, but we endure!
Where's Antony? Fled to her house, a maid. Men, wives, children stare, cry out and run as it were doomsday.
Faith, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know. 'Tis but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon.
Why, he that could so 20 years of life could so many years of fearing death.
And then are we, Caesar's friends, that ever brings his time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans. Stoop and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows and besmear our swords.
Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace, waving our red weapons o'er our heads, crying peace, freedom, and liberty!
Stoop then and wash. How many ages hence shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport that now on Pompey's basis lies along, no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so oft shall the not of us be called the men that gave their country liberty!
What shall we fight?
Every man away, Brutus will lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts in Rome. But here comes Antony.
Welcome, Mark Antony.
Oh, mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die, No place shall please me so, no means so fit as here by Caesar! Come on, you cut it off!
Make not your death of us! Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands, and this the present act you see we do, yet you see but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not, they are pitiful, and pity for the general wrong of Rome hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony, our hearts of brother's temper to receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as loud as any man's in the naming of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude beside themselves in fear. And then I will make known the reasons why I, that loved Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, who I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, who I take your hand. Now, Trebonius, yours. Yours, Metellus. Yours, Casca. My valiant sinner. Yours. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit stands now on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Antony making her peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of thy corse? And I, as many eyes as thou hast wounds, all weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it should become me better than to make peace with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here was thou bade, brave heart. Here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil and crimsoned in thy leaf. Oh, world, thou wast the farthest to this heart. In this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer, strucken by many princes, dost thou here lie. Mark Antony, enough, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar will say this. Then in a friend is it cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
I therefore took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends am I with you all, and love you all upon this hope, that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else this were a savage spectacle. Our reasons were so full of good regard that were you, Mark Antony, the child of Caesar, you would be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak at his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved, but that you will utter.
Under your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first and give the reason of our Caesar's death. When Antony shall speak, I say she does so by our permission, and that we are content that Caesar have all true rites and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage us more than do us wrong.
I know not what could befall. I like it not.
You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do so by our permission.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Take up the body then.
Oh, pardon me, the bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall come through all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile, whilst they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and then slip the dogs of war. This foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial.
I'll take enough for a pumpkin. Yeah. I'll take two. Give me three. It's a loaf of bread.
As long as they're house broken.
Well, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe my loaves of bread would be free range.
Apparently there are problems with the end of the room.
Poppy is the Anglicization window. The bricks came up with. I have no idea what exactly what.
We will be satisfied!
Let us be satisfied!
We will be satisfied!
Let us be satisfied!
Hear me for my cause, and be silent, that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and do respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say, Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If that friend then demand why Brutus rose against Caesar,
Why?
this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead and live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so big that he would be a bondsman? If any speak, for him have I offended.
None!
Who is here so rude he would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended.
None!
Who is here so vile he would not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended.
None!
Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. His glory is not extenuated, wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced, wherein he suffered death. Here is his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though she had no hand in his dying, shall receive the benefit of his death, a place in the Commonwealth, as which of you shall not? With said part, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death.
To his house.
Give him a statue with his ancestors!
Let him be Caesar. Caesar's better part should be crowned with Brutus.
We'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamor.
My countrymen, let me depart. Stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace her speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I pray you, not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony have spoke.
Brutus, 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 Brutus. Let's hear Mark Antony.
We'll hear her. Noble Antony, go up.
For Brutus' sake am I beholding to you.
What did he say of Brutus?
She says for Brutus' sake she's beholding to us all.
Best she speak no ill of Brutus here.
Nay, this Caesar was a tyrant.
We are blessed Rome is rid of him.
Let us hear what Mark Antony has to say.
Friends! Romans! Countrymen! Lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? Whether the poor hath cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not, friends, to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar. I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in her sayings.
Thou considers rightly the matter, Caesar's had great wrong.
Ask ye masters, I fear a worse will come in his place. Mark ye her words? He would not take the crown, therefore Caesar was not ambitious.
If it be found so, some will dear abide it.
Her eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in all of Rome than Antony.
Now mark her again. She begins again to speak.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who, you all know, are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him from memory, and dying mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
Well, read the will! Read the will, Mark Antony! Read the will! Read the will! Read the will!
Your pardon, gentle friends, I must not read it. It is not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood, being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs. For if you should, oh, what would come of it?
Read the will, we'll hear it, Antony.
Read the will!
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I've overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
Honorable men, they were traitors, villains.
The will! Let us hear the will!
The will!
You will compel me then to read the will. Let me show you him that made the will.
You shall have leave.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time Caesar ever put it on. 'Twas on a summer's evening in his tent. That day he overcame the Nervii. Look, you hear it. In this place ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors, to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly mocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude more strong than traitor's arms quite vanquished him. Then burst his mighty heart, and in his mantle muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statua, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then I and you and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over it. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here, here is himself, marred as you see, with traitors!
Oh, which is spectacle!
Oh no, it's Caesar!
Awful day, traitors, villains!
We will be revenged!
Friends!
Good friends, stay, countrymen. Let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, that made them do it, I know not. They are wise and honorable, and will, no doubt, with reasons, answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt fool that loved my friend. And that they know full well, that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have not the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you, sweet Caesar's wounds, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I, Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony, would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny! Stay, countrymen, sweet friends! You go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I shall tell you then. You have forgot the will I told you of! Here's the will! And under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas!
Oh, noble
towers and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them you, and to your heirs forever. Common pleasures, to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar, when comes such another! Now, let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. Octavius has already come to Rome. I shall thither straight to visit her. She comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything.
You there, what is your name?
Whither art thou going?
Where do you dwell?
Are you a married man or a bachelor?
Answer every man directly.
Aye, and briefly.
I and wisely.
I am truly your best.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Where do I dwell? Am I a married man or a bachelor? Then to answer every man directly, briefly, wisely, and truly wisely, I say I am a bachelor.
That's as much as say as air fools that marry.
Truly, I bear you a bang for that, I fear.
Proceed directly.
Directly, I'm going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
Friend!
That is answered directly.
To thy dwelling briefly.
Briefly, I dwell by the capital.
Your name, sir? Truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
These many then shall die, Octavius. Their names are crypt.
Upon condition, probably Cimber shall not live. Who is your sister's son, Mark Antony?
He shall not live. Look, with a spy, damn him. Now, listen, Octavius, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers we must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined. Our best friends made, our means stretched. And let us presently go sit in council, how covert matters may be best disclosed, and open perils surest answered.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake and bait about with many enemies. And those that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods! Wrong I mine enemies, and if that's so, how should I wrong Cassius?
Brutus, the sober form of yours hides wrongs when you do that.
Intent! Speak your griefs softly, I do know you well.
But you have wronged me doth appear in this. You condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here with the Sardians, where in my letters praying on his side because I knew the man were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
Such a time as this it is not meet every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and mart your offices for gold to undeservers.
You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods the speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption. Remember March, the Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? Shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world contaminate our fingers with base bribes? I had rather be a dog and bay at the moon than be such a Roman.
Brutus, bay not me! I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier. Aye. Urge me no more, have mind upon your health. Tempt me no further.
Hear me, for I shall speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Gods, must I endure all this?
All this, aye, and more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go and show your slaves how comic you are, and make your bondsmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I give way and room to your rash choler? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen that would to split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter, when you are waspish.
Come to this, when Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
You durst not so attempt it.
Durst not.
As for your life, you durst not
presume too much upon my love. I may do that, I shall be sorry for. Brutus hath riven my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not, till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
Surely I can never see such faults!
Others would not lead you appear as huge as high Olympus!
Come, Antony! And young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is a weary of the world, hated by one she loves. I could sweep my spirit from my eyes. Here's my dagger, and here my naked breast. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike, as thou didst at Caesar! For I know when thou didst hate him worse, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius!
Sheathe your dagger! Be when you will, it shall have scope! Do what you will! Dishonor shall be humor.
O Cassius, thou art yoked with a lamb that carries anger as a flint bears fire, which much enforced shows a hasty spark, and straight is cold again.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to her Brutus, when blood and grief ill-tempered vexeth him?
When I spake that, I was angry too.
You confess so much. Give me your hand.
Aye, and my heart too.
Brutus.
What's the matter?
Not you love enough to bear with me. And that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful.
Yes, Cassius. And henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think it's your mother chides and leads you too.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Oh, Cassius, I am acquainted with many griefs. No man knows sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Portia? How escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Insupportable and touching loss, upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence, and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony are grown so great. For with her death that tidings came. With this she fell distract, and her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
No more of this, I pray you. Give me some wine. In this I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill till the wine o'erswell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus' love.
Welcome, good sinner.
Now, sit we close about this paper here and call in question our necessities.
Portia, art thou gone?
No more of this, I pray you. I have here letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor.
With what addition?
That my prescription in bills of outlawry, Antony and young Octavius put to death 100 senators.
Therein our letters do not all agree. Mine speak of 70 senators dead. Cicero being one.
Cicero one.
Cicero is dead, and by that order of prescription.
What think you of marching toward Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
Yes, it is. It is better that the enemy seek us. So wearying his soldiers, wasting his means, doing himself offense, whilst we lying still are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must force you place to better. The people twixt Philippi and this ground do but stand in forced affection, for they have grudged us contribution. The enemy, marching along by them shall make a fuller number up, come at us refreshed, new added, and encouraged. From which advantage shall we cut them off, if we at Philippi do face them there, these people at our back? On your pardon, for you must know that we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful, our cause is ripe. The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of our life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures.
Then with your will, go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The dark of night has crept upon our talk, and nature must obey necessity, which we will niggard with a little sleep. There is no more to say?
No more. Good night. Early tomorrow will we rouse and hence.
Good night, good sinner. Noble Cassius, good night and good repose.
My dear brother, this was an ill beginning of the night. Never come such division between our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, Cassius. Now, is not the leaf turned down where I did leave off reading? Here it is, I think. How ill this paper burns. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makes my blood cold and my hair to stare?
Between the acting, the dreadful thing, and the first motion, all the interest is like a phantasm, or a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council, and the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection.
Speak to me with thou art.
Evil spirit! Brutus!
Wherefore comest thou?
To tell thee, thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Then I shall see thee at Philippi.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down to keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before you do demanded them.
Octavius, I'm in their bosoms and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But 'tis not so. Octavius, bring thy battle softly on upon the left-hand side of the even field.
Upon the right-hand eye. Keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I shall do so.
Words before blows, is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live Hail Caesar!"
Antony, the posture of your blows are yet unknown, but oh, your words, they rob the hive of bees and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless, too.
Oh, yes, and soundless, too, for you have stalled their buzzing, Antony, and very wisely threat before you sting.
Villains! You did not so when your daggers hacked one another in the sides of Caesar. You showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, whilst damned Casca like a cur behind struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatters!
Now, Brutus, thank yourself. His tongue had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come. The cause If arguing make us sweat, the proof of it may turn to redder drops. Look, I draw my sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never. Till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged. Or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands unless thou bringest them with thee.
So I hope. I was not born to die on Brutus' sword.
Oh, wert thou the noblest of thy strain, thou couldst not die more honorable.
A peepish schoolgirl, worthless of such honor, joined with a masker and a reveler.
Old Cascus still. Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Why now? Blow wind, swell billow, and swim bark, the storm is up, and all is on the hazard. Today is my birthday. As this very day was Cassius born. Give me your hand, Casca. And be thou my witness that against my will, as Pompey was, am I compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. You know, I held Epicurus strong, and his opinion, but now I do change my mind. Hardly credit things that do presage. Coming from Sardis, on our former ensign 2 mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands who to Philippi here consorted us. And this morning are they fled away and gone, and in their stead do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads and downward look at us. Their shadow seems a canopy most fatal under which our army lies ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly. For I am very fresh of spirit and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Trebonius, make ready.
Now, most noble Brutus, the gods today stand friendly that we may, lovers in peace, lead on our days to age. But, since the affairs of men rest still uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then is this the last time we shall speak together? What are you then determined to do? Are you contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus shall go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. This same day must end the work the Ides of March began. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, let us our everlasting farewell take. Noble Cassius, if we do meet again, why we shall smile. If not, why then this parting is well made.
Forever farewell, Brutus. If we do smile, if we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made.
Lead on. Oh, that a man might know the end of this day's business ere it come. But it sufficeth that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come. Away. Ride! Ride, Cinna, ride, and get these bills into the legions on the other side. Let them all sit on at once, for I perceive a cold demeanor in Octavius' wing, and sudden push gives them the overthrow. Ride, Cinna! Let them all come down!
Oh, Cassius! Brutus gave the word too early, having some advantage on Octavius. Oh, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil, whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord! Fly further off! Marquez is in your tents, my lord! Fly
This hill is far enough. Looks now, Trebonius, are those my tents where I'd receive the fire?
They are.
Trebonius, if ever thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in until thee brought thee up to yonder troops, and hear again that I may rest assured whether they be friend or enemy.
I will be back again, even with a fall.
But tell us, my sight was ever thick. Regards thou, Trebonius, and tell me what thou knowest about the field. This day I breathed first. My time has come round, and where I did begin, there shall I end. My life has run his compass. Sarah, what news?
Oh, my lord.
What news?
Trebonius is enclosed round about with horsemen that make her onto the spur. Yet she spurs on. Now they are almost on her. She's tamed, and they shout for joy.
Behold no more. Coward that I am. I have so longed to see my best friend tame before my face. Come hither, Sarah. And with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search thou this bosom. Stand not to answer. Take thou the hilt. Guide thou the sword. Caesar, art thou revenged? Even with the sword that killed thee.
It's but change, Trebonius. Octavius is on the throne, and all the Brutus is bound.
Cassius' legions are by hand.
No! This was Cassius! Cassius is no more. She lies not like the living. Oh, my heart, setting sun. So thy red rays thou dost sing tonight. So in thy red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set. Our day is gone. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed. Mistrust of good success hath done this deed. Hateful error, melancholy's child. Why dost thou show thee out thoughts when the things that are not? Oh, error soon conceived. Thou never comest into a happy birth, but kills the mother that engendered thee.
I go to meet the noble Brutus, thrusting this report into his ears. I may say thrusting it, for piercing steel and darts and venom shall be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of this sight.
Hi, you Casca. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends? And did not they put on my brows this wreath of victory and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. But hold thee. Take this garland on thy brows. Thy Brutus bade me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Come apace, Brutus, and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and find Trebonius' heart.
Where Casca doth her body lie?
Lo yonder, and Trebonius mourning it.
Trebonius faces upward. Oh, Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet.
The spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails.
Brave Trebonius. Look whether she hath not crowned dead Cassius.
Are yet 2 Romans living, such as these? The last of all the Romans. Fare thee well. It is impossible that Rome should ever creed thy fellow. Friends, I owe more tears than you shall see me pay. I will find time, Cassius. I will find time. Come, therefore, and to Thassos send her body. Her funerals shall not be in our camp, lest it discomfort us. Come, Casca, and come, young Cinna, let us to the field. With Elistimber set, our battle is on. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and yet ere night we shall try fortune in a second fight. Come, countrymen, get hold of your head!
The bastards have not! I won't play my name about the field. I am Matilda Simber.
bravely as Trebonius, and mayest be honored.
Yield, or thou diest.
Only I yield to die. Ere so much that thou wilt kill me straight. Kill Brutus, and be honored in the death.
I was not a noble prisoner.
Room, ho, tell Antony Brutus is tame.
Here comes the general.
Brutus is tame, my lord. Brutus is tame.
Brutus.
Where is he? Safe, Antony. Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall ever take alive the noble Brutus. The gods defend him from so great a shame. And when you do find him alive or dead, he shall be found like Brutus, like himself.
This is not Brutus. I assure you, no blessing worth. Keep that one safe. Go, find out if Brutus be alive or dead, and send us word unto Octavius' tent, how everything is chanced.
Come, poor remains of friends, rest upon this rock. The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me, several times by night. At Sardis once, and this past night here at Philippi Fields. I know my hour is come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is, Metellus. Thou seest the world, Metellus, how it goes. The enemy hath beat us to the pit. 'Tis more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. Thou knowest that we two went to school together, even for that, for our dear love of old. Hold thou my sword hill while I run on it.
It's not an office for a friend, my lord.
My heart doth joy, but yet in all my life I met no man but he was true to me. I shall have glory by this losing day. More than Octavius and Mark Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto. So fare you well at once, for Brutus' tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs upon mine eyes. My bones would rest, but have but labored to attain this hour. Thou art a Roman, of good respect. Thy life hath some snatch of honor on it. So hold thou my sword and turn away thy face while I do run on it. Wilt thou simper?
Get married then first. Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Metellus. Oh, Caesar, be thou still. I killed thee not with half so good a will.
What man is that?
Free from the bondage you are in, Octavius. His conquerors can but make a fire of him. Brutus only overcame himself, and no man else hath honor by his death.
So Brutus should be found. This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general honest thought, and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements in him so mixed that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him, with all respect and rites of burial. Within his tent tonight his bones shall lie. Most like a soldier, ordered honorably. So call the field to rest and let's away. Depart the glories of this happy day.
Caesar! 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 Caesar!